What is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more videos. And in today's video, Kevin Levrone, can he make a comeback in 2021? Now, if you don't know Kevin, I don't know where you've been, but he's one of the most decorated and probably popular bodybuilders ever. I mean, if you talk about the history of bodybuilding, a couple names come to mind, like, Arnold, Leo Labrada, Flex Wheeler, Dorian, Nasser, Kevin, Sean Ray's in there. Yeah, I mean, like, he's somewhat of a legend, right? Just really thick, full, like probably the original like 3D guy. I mean, before like Phil Heath or before this whole bubbly area, there was kind of bubble era. There was Kevin Levrone, which was just round, thick, massive delts, arms, chest, just round, bro. Like, one of the best hands together, most muscular ever of all time, ever. Like, I mean, he has to be in top three. Like, he needs to be in top three. Like, I'll say him. Maybe Phil Heath's in there. Hands together. I don't know who else you put in that hands together most muscular, to be honest, for that top three. I mean, there's a lot of contenders, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Rolly Winkler, maybe. But a comeback. Now, he did drop a video of him training legs, and if you know anything about Kevin Levrone, he made a comeback in 2016. Was not the best comeback. I mean, he, for the most part, brought the upper body. He brought a lot of the thickness from the side, but downstairs was saying nothing. Like, his legs were just non-existent. And, at the time, he was 50, 51. He was out of the gym for the better part of like 10 years or something. Off the stage for damn near 20 years. So, I mean, come on now. Like, to come back after all that and to have any kind of competitive physique is just kind of nuts, to be honest. He did take 2 years off, and he came back again in 2018 at the Arnold Australia, which he looked bigger, but he was so out of shape, man. Like, he was just not conditioned at all. He did do a couple interviews saying that he didn't want to risk his health. He didn't want to push the diuretics. He didn't want to do the things necessary to get in that kind of conditioning. Honestly, I don't feel like you need to overload on enhancement supplements to really get the conditioning. I mean, some water manipulation, dropping, salt, playing with your salt, carbs, low carb days. I mean, I feel like there's ways you can really get really good conditioning without taking like diuretics and, just like taking all the other stuff. I mean, obviously that stuff helps, but I mean, if you're peeled and dry, you're peeled and dry. Like, if you're conditioned, you're conditioned. I don't think these things matter in regards to I'm out of shape one day, take them and I'm in shape. So if you're peeled, you're peeled. He was not conditioned. He was not peeled. He was not in shape in 2018 at the Australia Arnold Classic. He was big. He was definitely improved. The legs came up, but they were not, obviously the pinnacle of what Kevin Levrone was back in the 90s or even early 2000s. Now, obviously that at this point was damn near 3 years ago. Could we see another Kevin Levrone come back in 2021? Well, even if we did, I mean, he's definitely not going to be anything, like, he's not going to really pose much of a competition. I mean, no disrespect, man. Kevin's a legend. Kevin is one of the greatest of all time, one of the best to ever step on stage ever. Like, I'm talking ever. Like, Arnold era, Lee Haney era, Ronnie Coleman era, it doesn't matter. Like, Kevin is one of the best ever. But when you talk about like coming back after everything he's been through, after all the long layoffs, when you want to talk about like, how he came back in 2016, then he came back in 2018, like he's already tried to come back. So now if he came back in 2021, he's going to come back, obviously being older. And, I don't think the legs are ever going to come back. I mean, he's at a point in his life now where, probably could get the upper body size, probably get the arms and chest and shoulders being full, but the back probably is going to come back. The legs definitely aren't going to come back. The shape isn't there. I mean, as you get older, the waist tends to thicken. It is just way too far gone to really come back. And even if you did come back, I mean, you're not going to really be anything close to your prime at all. No disrespect to Kevin. Kevin is a legend, like I keep saying. But when you want to talk about, like, like the guy retired in like 2002, 3? I think 3 maybe was his last show until his 2016 comeback. So, I mean, that's a long time away from his prime to today. So, maybe he will. I don't think he will, but if he does, I mean, it's not going to be too impressive. So, I hope we can just see Kevin Levrone on social media and there not be an actual comeback, but who knows? Who knows? So, anyways, guys, what do you think about if Kevin came back in 2021? Will he make some noise, cause some damage? I don't even know. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you even want to see it? Maybe not. Let me know down below, guys. So, quick video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment down below, and subscribe. Make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.